Oh, we built her computer finally. I don't know if she showed you guys a photo.
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh. Babe, show him a photo of your PC.
Yeah.
She said when she was like getting up, you fucking bitch.
Whoa! Whoa! Anyways.
That's kind of cold-blooded, babe.
Oh my god. Yeah, so. Anyways, don't talk about shit that's incriminating. Because we're live.
Incriminating. What's incriminating? Do I say incriminating things?
I don't know, just in case.
Oh, we're live.
We're
Hello.
live.
Sorry. Amazon shopping. He gave zero warning that we were
Zero.
going live.
Yeah. Welcome. We're, yeah, thanks for. Or, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I don't know if we are live. Let me check the Twitch.
The Twitchers.
The Twitch. Yeah, actually, I started writing Twitter. That doesn't make sense. Anyways, hey
Hmm?
everybody. I wrote Twitcher. My God, Twitch.
Never use my computer because everything's logged into Ashley shit every time I go to use my computer.
Oh, nice.
Sorry.
Yeah. So welcome everyone. We're polar opposites. I'm Chaco.
I'm Justin. I just got a random email. Distracted me.
Typical Justin. Fucking worse
Sorry.
ADD than me. Right now we're live. We're totally live. Fucking
Totally live. I'm here.
totally fucking live, mate.
Me. Windows Insider program. Fuck you, Windows Insider program.
I keep meaning to sign up to that because like this shit's always pretty cool and it's like yeah okay but
It's whatever. I just got an email
it's
from them.
whatever.
I didn't even bother reading it.
YOLO, whatever.
So how was your weekend?
Um, it's okay.
It was okay.
It was okay.
It was just okay.
Legitimately, it was just okay. There was nothing special whatsoever.
That
It
sucks.
was yeah no it was pretty disappointing. It was busy though. It
Hmm.
was really busy. Like there was a lot of things to do, but none of it was things that I want to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Sh-
sucks.
Sean Meyer. So Rust tomorrow? Yes, Sean. We can play some Rust tomorrow, or we can play it later tonight if you are still awake.
Where are you reading that at?
This is on YouTube.
Huh.
Mm-hmm. Tomorrow or
Alright.
later tonight.
Since you don't feel the need to ask me, my weekend was alright.
Sorry, give me a second. People pop it in.
People are popping in. Yo, my hair looks wild.
Um, your hair
I
looks
look
wild.
scruffy as hell
You
today.
always look scruffy as hell, don't you? Fucking
I
complain.
look scruffier as hell than I normally look.
This guy. Yeah. No. How was your weekend? I mean, other than Ash finishing the computer, anything good happen?
Um,
Or just bunk?
babe, what did we do all weekend? Friday, I think I went to the gym.
Yeah. Right arm.
Saturday, yesterday, I woke up and went to like this fitness class at this place called Orange Theory by my house. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. That's
Why
pretty
would
good.
I
It's
hear about Orange Theory near your house?
oh, no, it's like a franchise. It's just one near my house,
Oh.
but they're not all near my house, so that's why I wasn't sure if you'd have heard of it. Smart ass. But
Ew.
it's like a high intensity interval training workout for an hour. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. Yeah, it
Okay.
was nice. I'm really tired today from going to the gym like every fucking day last week though, so I kind of chilled.
Hmm.
Um, relaxed yesterday at home. We built Ashley's computer. Well, she mainly built her computer. I just kind of told her what to do time and time, but it took
Yeah.
her like a long time,
It's her first computer. Don't sass her.
a long time. But she did good.
I don't think she sat
Um,
there and watched 100 episodes of Jay's Two Cents or anything like that to figure out how to build it, like
no,
you and I do.
no. Well, I actually learned most of it through college. Some of the newer shit I had to learn on YouTube,
Mm.
but
Well, I mean, the basic concept's been the same for
yeah. But
forever.
she fucking she did it. That's good. Her computer works.
Yeah.
Um,
Liquid cooled AIO.
no, just stock cooler for now. I gotta order the parts for my cousin. I've
Mm.
just been too busy, so I'll probably do that this week.
There's another brand I came across today. I wish I knew the name of it.
Heat killer.
Yeah, that one
Yeah,
looks really good.
they are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was asking my cousin about them because I asked him with like the best brand besides EK that he would buy if he didn't work there, and he said them.
They look nice too. They look better than EK in my opinion. Like their
Yeah,
GPU water blocks? Damn, dude.
he said they're the only ones that have like quality on par with theirs. Everyone else kind of cuts corners.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Hey Sean, tell Brittany I say hi back. And
Um,
yeah.
but yeah, no, I did.
Think
We worked on a computer. It's air cooled. That's it. That's all I did. She had a soccer game in Long Island City today, so that was all
soccer.
we did.
Oh, I didn't know
She
she
joined.
did that.
She joined the soccer team.
Nice. Nice. Is she any good? Would she play defense?
Hey, what do you play? Left bench, midfield, and defense.
Left bench.
Dude, stop laughing. She's gonna get mad at me. All right.
I can't breathe.
Oh, I also got. I don't know where the fuck I put it. I've been destroying Alex in Mortal Kombat all week or all weekend. Got an
Nice.
Xbox controller
Ah,
that
lame.
syncs Bluetooth with my motherboard, so I don't even have to plug any cords in, which is nice.
Oh, right on.
So it makes playing Mortal Kombat a lot easier.
I didn't even know
But
you had Bluetooth built on your motherboard. That's fancy. Might use
yeah.
tomorrow. Okay.
But so yeah, have that. Played Mortal Kombat. Killed. Was fucking Alex up all weekend. If he's in the chat, Alex, you got destroyed, especially today. I don't think he beat me once today. We played like 20 matches. But
He's Probably
he
not
got
in chat.
pissed. I don't know if you saw the photo I put in the Discord that said quitality. I was
No.
fucking him up, and he just got tired of it and rage quit, and his character exploded into a bowl of blood, and it said quitality. I'll post it in the Discord again. It
Oh
was super
my
funny.
god, I gotta
What,
look
so-
into that.
Apparently, when you quit in an online match, it says quitality, which
That
is
is-
fucking hilarious.
That is pretty amazing.
I just posted it to Discord. But yeah. So no, that's what I did. I chilled today. I got to take care of some business stuff after this, but that's it.
Fun stuff, fun stuff.
I look super scruffy. Maybe I should sit up. I look like a slob.
You should.
Ugh. My back hurts. Very tired.
Oh, okay, baby.
What's up? All right. Do you want to jump into our news for the week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I suppose. Yeah, we'll do that. We didn't.
I think we
didn't-
should wait a week or so to talk about Avengers, even though no one watches. Don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, that's fair. Give people a chance. That's
Yeah.
fair. It was really good though, but it broke my heart at the end.
It's predictable. I'll talk about it later. I don't want to get into it.
Predictable.
Don't end up talking about it. But all right, so let's do this one. According to The Verge, members screw with confidence and overuse thermal paste. The Microsoft is not a $1 trillion company.
You know, I think I posted that and I didn't really read much about it. Quit
There's
talent.
not,
Hold
there's
on.
not, there's not much to read. It's just they're a $1 trillion company. It's almost self-explanatory. Why not just screen share the Discord picture?
I
Oh,
suppose I
shit.
could do that. That's,
Scratched my nose on the stream. Forgot there's a camera in my face. My nose is itchy, so I scratched it. You're welcome.
that's fucking
Public.
Finger deep.
Finger deep.
Finger
Thumb deep,
deep.
actually. Use my thumb.
Cool. Whoa. I
Yeah.
didn't realize you were stretched open that much.
It's just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Give me a second here. I'm gonna.
All right. Well, while she does that,
You fucking. You don't know my proverb or whatever.
shut up. So
Okay,
Microsoft.
hold on. Screen share. There we go. Your opponent has left the game. Quitality.
The most broken character in the game.
Oh, that's hilarious.
He was fucking pissed. He was like getting so mad. I just kept doing this move over and over that was triggering him to make him more mad because you already know how Alex is. So it was great. But on to the news. Back to Microsoft, $1 trillion company. Microsoft has become the third U.S. company to pass a market cap of $1 trillion. I know Apple's one of them. I think this article is
Amazon.
the second one. It's Amazon.
Amazon.
So
yeah.
it's, wow, I would not have guessed that Amazon is already worth more than Microsoft. Huh.
I would never have guessed that Amazon was not number one until I heard that Apple was the first one.
Yeah, no,
Like-
Apple was definitely the first one. I remember when Apple did it, it was a huge deal a couple years ago.
Yeah, I know they were like the first tech company, wasn't it? That wasn't even a few years ago, dude. That was like last year.
No, it's been a couple years.
Let's finish this out. When did Apple become a $1 trillion company? August 2nd, 2018.
You sure?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, August 2nd.
All right, well, I don't believe you. Anyways, you can keep your fake news.
Oh,
So
sorry, July 20th, I think. I don't know. It's around there, but it was last year, mid last year.
yeah, it's whatever. Good for them. Over Apple. Don't want to talk about them anymore either. So I guess to wrap this up, I don't really know how much to do about this. It's not. This isn't really like a stock market show, but I guess Microsoft's doing well. They're traded on Nasdaq, and now they're worth over $1 trillion. So if you want to buy some expensive ass stock, they're hovering about like $130 right now, 125 somewhere in that area
Well,
per share.
I think once they release that Xbox, that stock is going to be worth a lot more. And I think it'll
Maybe.
hold value too. I don't think it'll lose it.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's cool. I mean, good for Microsoft. Definitely shout out to them. That's always like an amazing feat. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
only three companies have done it, including them. So that's really cool. I don't really have too much to say on that. I just figured we should make a general announcement.
Just kind of quick thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, that's pretty fucking cool.
yeah. Something you want to talk about?
Yeah. I guess another kind of quick thing here. Epic Games boss says that they'll stop doing exclusives if Steam gives developers more money. Which I think I forgave Epic. Well, not forgave Epic, but I think I liked Epic Games a little bit more when I read this article.
Yeah.
Yeah. So apparently Tim Sweeney tweeted saying that Epic Games will stop with the exclusive rights bullshit that they've been doing.
Hmm.
They'll stop doing that if Steam or Valve, sorry, it's Valve, if Valve starts giving their developers 88%.
Hmm.
Because
That'd be good.
I think right now they give them like 75 or something like that. I'd read it not too long ago. It's like 70 to 80%, depending on sales. Um, but he was saying, because like, I don't know if you know this, but like Epic pays their developers, like the game developers, more than Steam does.
Hmm.
Like gives them
Yeah,
a
I knew
better
that. That
chunk.
was pretty common knowledge because that's something that they've been boasting the whole time to try to get the community on their side away from
Yeah.
Steam.
Now, this is kind of a Twitter. It was a it was a it was a tweet. So I mean, everybody knows tweets are not set in stone. But I mean,
Yeah,
like it could be just like some Twitter bullshit. But I mean, if he said it, you gotta hold it to him, right, or hold it against him.
yeah,
But I mean, like I think Steam should definitely do that because I don't know, like this whole Epic Games, it's been causing a lot of fucking ruckus, and I'm not even gonna blame Epic for it anymore. I can't blame them because
yeah,
they're just doing better. I mean, like it kind of sucks having multiple launchers,
yeah,
but at the same time, it's like, well, that's business for you. You have more than one brand of something. So,
yeah. I mean, I was kind of annoyed with it at first, but I don't even kind of realize it anymore because like there's so many Windows shortcuts, so like I don't even fucking pay attention to what launcher they're on anymore.
yeah, well, I don't even have shortcuts really on my desktop. I just like delete them all and just, hit the start button and type in whatever it is that I know that I'm looking for. Shortcuts for hookers. Just kidding.
Yeah,
But no, I think they need to raise it up, and I think he needs to be good on his word. I mean, like
yeah,
I think I'd be a lot more down for Epic if their launcher was a little bit better. Like I don't know if you've
yeah,
ever like tried to go through the store on the Epic Games launcher. It's trash,
yeah.
and
I
they
wasn't
know
too
it.
crazy about it either. I I will say though that sometimes I like to go on the Epic Game Store website just because they usually have different sales than Steam and sometimes better sales than Steam. Same
Yeah.
thing with going on Ubisoft. They like I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed, like I've said on here a million times, but lately on Ubisoft's like website, they have crazy deals for Assassin's Creed games. So I kind of like that
Well,
there may be more than one launcher because then it lets you shop around a little bit.
well, that's true. I mean, it's also like a humble bundle. I mean,
Oh, here we go with the Humble Bundle. You better
fucking
start getting paid for these fucking free advertisements we're doing out here for Humble Bundle. This is crazy.
yo, let me at humble bundle in this later on. Like, no, humble bundle's so good though, because I mean, like humble bundle. Okay, humble bundle sells games, right? But like
Yeah,
what they are selling is like Steam keys. But like they sell games that like on sale for cheaper than what Steam is selling it for.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So I mean, I kind of like that because they're not really a launcher. It's a website. You just go on
yeah.
that shit. I don't know. Somebody take this idea and go with it. Somebody make it, but they need to make an app or something that literally shops all the stores for you. You put in what country you're in, and it shops all the stores and tells you cheapest games or something. Tells you all the games that are on sale.
I feel like that's already a thing, dude. You just don't have it.
Really? Well, you tell me what this is. You come at me with this info.
I don't have one, but I'm sure if we look, there's something definitely like that out there.
Kind of like a PC parts picker, but for games.
Games, yeah. PC Game Maker,
PC game player.
PC Game Player. Ooh, PC Game Picker. Ooh, PC Game Pricer. Ooh, I don't know. You can get like a million different names.
Yeah, bunch of shit. But kudos to that guy for saying he's gonna do that and
Yeah,
trying to get some good pressure and some good, things for the community, for the game developers, whatever. Um, but I mean, we'll see what happens, I guess.
yeah. It's really huge too for like the smaller indie games,
Oh yeah, exactly
because
too,
like that's
right?
like their livelihood.
I mean, if some dude makes a game and he only makes and he only sells like $100 worth of copies of it, he's only getting $80. He could be
Yeah.
getting $88. It's enough to
Well, I mean,
cover
at that point,
taxes, man.
that's not like a huge deal. But I'm saying like
Yeah, no. If
that was a horrible example on your part. It's only an $8 difference. But when you get to be larger numbers, even like an indie game developer, they sell like $10,000 worth.
yeah,
Making that like extra 8% or whatever it is huge.
yeah.
So definitely makes a difference in the long run once you start to get above the $100 range, which you're fucking cheap ass.
Seemed like a good idea at the
Ridiculous.
time with fucking
No,
taxes and shit.
that's a horrible,
Seriously, no,
horrible
that
example.
8% though, that 8% that would totally cover New York taxes.
I
Wouldn't it?
guess.
Yeah.
New York sales taxes, that's it.
Oh, there you go. I don't know. Is there any
Well,
other taxes?
yeah, you gotta have income tax, shit like that. I'm sure they get charged on like they have to get pay tax on whatever they sell
Hmm.
themselves. So,
True
but
that.
that's ridiculous. Taxes, that's a whole nother that's argument for another day. More
So,
importantly, um, we'll jump into a different topic that's a little more controversial. Hopping straight into there. Rick Fox, owner of Echo Fox, is leaving
Echo
Echo
Fox.
Fox.
I don't get that. Yeah, okay,
Um,
I read this article and I thought he was stupid for doing that. I'm not gonna
why?
lie. Okay, so Rick Fox, what was he, NBA? Former
Yeah, he was a former
NBA.
NBA player, played for the Lakers and I think the Celtics.
He now owns Echo Fox, and I think he owns like the parent company, doesn't he? What's the name of that parent company?
Vision Partners Group or something like that. Let me see.
Vision something like that. So he makes Echo Fox,
Vision Venture Partners.
and then a shareholder displays some sort of racism. He does some racist shit. I don't even know. It doesn't specify, but he says some
Well,
racist shit or does
he
some racist.
says racist comments and threatens Rick's livelihood and his family repeatedly.
Hmm,
Oh,
I must have missed that part.
yeah, they said it. Said it a couple times in
So Rick, the owner of the esports team, decides to leave his own esports team because of this investor or shareholder, I mean.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's looking like. I'm sure there's more personal reasons to it than what this like actually tells you, but I can also understand like being a minority in America and being like racially threatened and shit like that, especially at almost like a corporate level. Because even if this doesn't like, if this comes out and necessarily like this isn't the worst thing in the world for Rick, and like even if they get rid of that shareholder and whatnot, that's still super bad on the brand, especially for them being one of 10 teams that are like contracted in the LCS. Because
Mm.
there's certain like rules they have to follow, like especially in League of Legends, that allows them to be a franchise team. That as soon as they break one, they can just be kicked out and lose all their investment. So part of the reason I think he might be separating himself is because there might be a chance that they might be getting. There's might be a small chance they get removed from the LCS, and that'd be a complete loss on investment because there's like teams like for example, like Immortals that I think lost one game in the regular season their last year in LCS and didn't get a spot when they decided to franchise the teams. They went almost undefeated. I think they only lost to TSM, and TSM went undefeated that year. So it kind of sucks being them and for other teams to get in. So Riot kind of made the rules really strict of what you have to abide by. So when something like this gets out, like they're really strict on racism and things like that. So this might actually hurt the brand even if they get rid of the investor, like long term.
Mm.
So, but I can also understand him from like a personal feeling of not wanting to just be involved with anything like this or not wanting to be involved in, even if it's your company, when it becomes to a point where you have like investors and shareholders, sometimes it may be your company, but you may not have all the power.
Yeah, that's one thing I hate about business. It's like if you make something, that shit needs to be yours. You
Yeah,
know what
but you
I
got to
mean?
remember, for him to get those investments, he sold probably percentages of his company to all
True.
these people.
But do you really think he sold more than
I would
like?
assume he still at least has 51%, but even at that end,
Mm-hmm.
having 51%, like you can get you to get that guy removed, but it won't get you like, it won't get everyone else to not potentially be racist themselves or not have longer backlashing effects on this, things like that. Like there's from more than just like a cut and dry black gray situation with people. It's always like that. But I mean, I think he definitely might be making a mistake separating himself from something he worked so hard for, especially something that has his name in it. I mean, so his name's Rick Fox. It's called Echo Fox. It's gonna suck though because he was always at all like the league games. He would always be there supporting the team. He would always like they'd
Mm.
always give him a shout out, show him in like the stands and stuff like that. It was cool. He also got a lot of professional American athletes in it. Like just a couple to be named. Kevin Durant, which is huge, plays for the Jesus fucking Christ, almost like the Golden Guardians, Golden State Warriors, Golden Guardians of the Golden State Warriors team for League of Legends. Odell Beckham Jr. and he also has the St. Louis Cardinals, which is a baseball team, all invested in esports. So it kind
Mm.
of sucks. He's walking away from that and kind of has a lot of other people that I'm sure, especially the sports related people, that wouldn't be invested in it if it wasn't for him. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe convince them to take their like investments with them in the future. I don't know, but it sucks to see this happen. I mean,
It does.
like I said, I followed. I don't follow Echo Fox. I don't like the team, but I do know of them a lot because mostly because of Rick Fox and the fact that they had Hooney on their team for a little bit, which is dope. But I mean, it just sucks to see this happen and any kind of racism or anything like that, especially with all the problems going on in America with racism as it is right now. It sucks to see that it's also getting into kind of the gaming space where it's always been kind of like an equal playing field, whether that's because you can't see the other person on the other side of the screen or because no one cares. I mean, there's always going to be that that annoying teenager on Xbox who says the N-word, but other than that, like I've always felt like gaming was kind of like a equal platform. Like it doesn't matter what your race was, it just mattered how good you were. So
I don't
it
under.
kind of,
Being Canadian, dude. Your whole racism thing down in the states, I don't understand it.
dude, I don't
It's
understand it either. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's so old. It's just this is what it is. I don't know how to word it from you. It's like it's just what it is. It's just what it is. People just it's just what it is. I don't understand it either. It's more of like a southern thing because I live in like the upper states. I've always lived in the upper states
okay.
where it's not that like it's not that prevalent unless you go to like the fucking like the country part of the south like the northern states like where there's no cities or anything like that. In the city you'll find people who will like say racist shit from time to time, but for the most part, it's not as prevalent as if you were to go down past like Tennessee, Kentucky, like Georgia, like
Mm.
Mississippi, like all the lower states where they used to actually have slavery. That's where like more where it's more like you'll more easily find kind of like I guess a separation of culture. I almost want to say where racism is very like apparent. It may not even be like crazy apparent because I lived in Atlanta. It wasn't like super noticeable, but it's more there's more subtleties going on there than I would see like out here in New York because there's so many different people in New York. Like for every one white person in New York, there's like 10 minorities. There's like it's crazy out here where I live. It's not as prevalent,
Hmm.
but it definitely still is a problem in the South and in the West. Like in California, in certain neighborhoods, they have a lot of issues with it where they're killing like young black kids walking around and shit like that for pretty much no reason. But that's a whole nother debate to get into.
Yeah.
But pretty much, and all I mean by that is just it just sucks to see race and all the problems that have come along with it becoming into something as like I guess as tolerant and as like fair playing grounds as video games where like that shit really doesn't matter. Especially since most of the characters of video games are like fucking purple anyways, like crazy ass colors. Like it's like how you gonna be racist when the person you're playing is a blue alien from Mars? Like, come on.
Fuck you and your blue guy. Like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but
don't know. You wanna move on?
definitely, yeah. I just hope that nothing crazy happens to him since apparently his family's getting threats. That
Yeah,
sucks.
that's actually pretty crazy.
I wonder if like threats are taken pretty serious. I wonder if there was like any pressing of charges or any kind of like restraining order between him and
That investor
that investor at some point in the
shareholder.
future.
Yeah.
Definitely have to keep an eye out for that. But speaking
Excuse
of
me.
gaming and PCs, we'll hop into this next one. Analysts predict 20 million people will abandon gaming PC for TV gaming platforms, aka consoles. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too, and I was kind of like, okay, I can understand people want to buy consoles. Like consoles are getting better, right? Like,
Yeah,
like they're doing. I think there's games coming out now that are 60 frames a second. And like that's cool. Plasma, the fuck is a Bunday? I don't know. Justin said it, so that's what it is. Sunday
Sunday.
Bun.
I said fun
You
day.
said Bunday. You're like Sunday. I said Sunday Fun Day, and you're like Sunday Bunday.
I didn't say Bunday.
You
I don't know
did
what the
say
fuck
Bunday, and
Bunday
then
is.
you started
I
talk.
have
You
no
started
idea
talking
what you're
shit about
talking about.
Ashley's sister.
No, I don't know. I don't remember what I said about her sister. She's unsupportive. Console.
Uh, last year in conflicts.
For $40, you can turn your fucking better computer into a console.
Exactly. So, I mean, okay, yeah, like, I see. I don't know. Like, I don't know why they would do it. Now, according to this article, done by John Petty Research, because he is fucking petty for coming up with shit like this. No, John Petty Research, JPR. So they say that PC market continues to decline, but it seems like the people that are switching over are people from low end builds
Yeah, well,
because and I would assume it's because the price of a low end build is similar to that of a console. So people are
you
like,
can
well,
get similar performance on a console as you would like a lower end build too.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think my whole thing with this is like I see this right now being probably accurate coming out with like the next gen consoles because they're gonna have like ray tracing and like all this other shit going on that like PCs already have.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, they're gonna be out for 5 years and they're not really gonna change much. They never do. They'll maybe add like faster SSDs at some point, some upgrades to software via like updates. But the hardware is primarily going to stay the same until like the next Xbox and the next PlayStation, whether it's probably PlayStation 6 at that point. But the thing is, every year and a half or so, the PC is just going to get better. Because about
Mm-hmm.
every year and a half, they come out with entirely new parts that are 5, 10, 15% better than what they were the year before,
Yeah, there's like new
depending.
CPUs every year. Fuck.
So it's like, all right, well, this year people are going to buy more consoles, but next year those consoles are going to get lapped even more than they already have by PCs. So then it's going to be pointless after that. It's like you can come out with a game that's hitting 60 frames per second on console, and that's huge. But on PC, we're trying to hit 244 4K.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
you know what I mean? It's like
it's
it's
like
not the same
it's
thing.
like oh my
It's like
god,
it's like
60 frames, nice, we finally got it. And it's like that's cute.
it's not the same thing. Alex has a point though. Like some of the better exclusives have come out, but they've to me, in my opinion, they've only come out on PlayStation because a lot of good Microsoft exclusives you can actually get on the PC anyways, like Gears of War and soon to be Halo. So I feel like even that platform is kind of pulling away, and now it's only one console really. I guess you could argue too because of the Switch with like shit like Pokemon,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't say the Switch is necessarily a direct competitor to PC gaming.
No,
It's kind of a
I,
world thing.
I think because I'm not gonna lie, like I don't. I've talked to a lot of people like working at like GameStop and shit like that or whatever. You know, like the game stores. And like when I was out in the market for my Switch, I asked him, I was like, "Oh, how was it?" And he says, "Oh yeah, like when I'm driving when I'm on the bus, I like to play it, or if I'm waiting in the doctor's office or something like that." And
Yeah,
like I noticed that every time he said he was like every example he gave, he wasn't at home. So
yeah,
I
it's
asked him,
just
I was
good
like,
for
"What do you
being
do at
out.
home?" And he said, "Oh, I play fucking World of Warcraft or whatever." And it's like, hmm. So you're like, yeah, I agree. The Switch is not exactly it's not a competitor against PC gaming.
Yeah, not at all. I don't think it is at all. Alex said it's a double-edged sword because the people can't afford new tech and maybe unable to play newer games on PC. Well, that's what we said, Alex, because the lower end people are going to buy consoles
Yeah,
because they're going to be similar performance for the same price. But the whole thing is like with PC, you've always been pushing performance. So if you're into actual performance, you're not going to go ahead and buy a console. It's going to be
no.
the same shit as it is now, and the only difference is I can see it kind of closing a gap for about a year and a half when the consoles first come out. But after that, when the new, like let's say a year and a half from now, 2 years from now, when the new parts come out and the PlayStation 5's already kind of like mainstream and out, they're not going to be able to really change much in it because they got to mass produce it. Whereas in a PC, I can just take this block off, buy a new one from EK, and put a brand new CPU in. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not really going to be that big of a deal for me. Whereas someone would have to go out and buy a whole new fucking Xbox
Go
if
for
they want. It's a good example would be like when the Xbox One came out, and then they came out with the Xbox One S. It's like, oh shit, I have a 4K TV, but I already had this Xbox, but I want to play games in 4K, so let me go drop another $400 on another Xbox, even though I have a perfectly good one, just to play games in 4K. I got to buy a whole nother console and leave this one in my fucking like garage or something, or give this one away or sell it. Whereas for me, it's like, oh, Nvidia came out with a new graphics card. I'm into like high-end graphics cards, so I guess that's like tilting the scale a little bit for cost. But let's say I had like a 2070 or something cheaper, like 2060 is like, oh, they came out with the new graphics card with like this new feature. I'll take out this one piece, put it in, and my computer's working again. I don't gotta go like the other one. I don't have to just throw an entire console away. I can just swap out one part, and bam, brand new upgradability right there. Instead of a whole system getting thrown out, just one part.
True. Very true. And I mean, like, and even still then, too, you can literally buy a 2080 Ti, and I mean, that shit's gonna do 4K, 100 something frames for how many years now? That's
Yeah,
gonna
quite a
that's gonna
bit.
do it for like 3 4 years.
That's what I told Ashley. I was like, I don't want you asking me for a graphics card for 3 or 4 years.
No shit, right? So it's like, consoles. I guess convenient. There's no maintenance to it really, or like there's I guess
There is maintenance to
exclusives.
it because I've had people that have fucked up their consoles with like not fucking cleaning that shit.
It's true. And I mean,
Because they like
okay,
people like to put consoles on the floor, especially when they have pets. They'll put them on the floor on the lower end of shelves,
oh
and
god,
like their TV units, and like
oh
the
god,
fans on the top will just get fucking full of pet hair. I've seen that shit happen a million times.
yeah. So I don't know. I personally, I would never switch to consoles. I can't.
I
I
will
don't like
buy a
controllers.
console. I like my controller. I like it for Mortal Kombat. Um, I tried it in Apex. It was whatever. I like it for Mortal Kombat though. I feel like there's some games where having a controller is honestly just better because Mortal Kombat sucks dick on a keyboard.
I can, I can
You can't combo
probably.
well because the keys are like this close to each other, legit, and you're trying like to. It just sucks. If your hands aren't like super tiny, it's too hard. Whereas this, it's just nice. So I can roll forward, X, double back, X, blah blah blah, get the whole combo off really easily. I think that is the general consensus, Alex. Everyone says that PS4 controllers are better this generation than Xbox controllers,
I
from what
haven't
I was
held.
reading.
I haven't held an Xbox controller since 360, dude.
Yeah, I had the Xbox One back in Ohio. Like I said, I just bought this one this week. This is convenient though because literally I press the button and like it syncs automatically to my computer. And as soon as I turn on a game, I press A and it switches over to Xbox controls. I don't even got to change anything in the settings. As soon as I touch it, it just jumps off the keyboard controls and goes straight onto here, and I can just start playing it.
Well,
It's really nice. The only thing that sucked though is Mortal Kombat 11 released with like a bug where Alex remembers I was pressing X and my left trigger ability was going off, and I was pressing A and my X was working, and I would press Y and my A would be the key there. And I had to go into like the some of
Button
the
mapping?
settings like button, not even button mapping. I had to go into some user settings in like the file folders for my game and
Oh,
change some of the code around. I was like Googling it and just copy pasted the correct coding in and entered it. And now that I load the game, everything works completely fine. But Alex was getting pissed because every time I would go to punch him, my character would just grab his and just do like the grab combo over and over and over and over. And that's not my fault because I'm trying to like do other combos involving my X button. And it wasn't working. It was annoying as shit. But now that I got it to work, I love it. So
quitality.
quitality. I fatality'd Alex like 30 times in a row today.
Nice.
It was fucking amazing. It was great, but that's for another day.
That's for everything's for another day.
But back to the main console. I guess we'll hit you with some numbers. Uh, so this guy, Petty Research, John Petty Research. It's a weird name. I don't like that research on the other there. Forecasts that 20 million PC gamers could defect to TV gaming platforms, otherwise known as game consoles, within the next 3 years. I also see, like, I don't know if I would count as that though, because I'm also probably gonna end up buying a PlayStation 5. Does that count as me defecting? Because I really just want to play Kingdom Hearts.
No, that's not defecting. That's good reasoning. But no, that's not defecting because you're still gonna play your computer. Like I
Because
bet you.
I feel like of these 20 million people, I guarantee some of them are probably still gonna play PC games. It's
Yeah,
not like they're gonna throw their shit in the trash. So I don't know how exactly these stats are like, how much weight to put in these numbers.
next to nothing, dude.
But I don't know.
I don't know.
There's a whole lot of thing with this, and my whole thing, it's like I think it's cool that AMD is putting like really good like hardware into these consoles to make them better. That's dope. I just don't see them being anywhere better than a PC just because of how mass produced they have to be. It's like expecting like a Dell laptop to be better than like a computer you could build yourself or like a Dell desktop. It's like it's so mass produced they have to put what's in there that's cheap and convenient and can be readily made easily. Whereas like my PC, I can custom pick the parts to make them work together as well as possible, as fast as possible,
Yeah,
and how exactly I want it to be.
the manufacturers are diamond.
They're
There's
gonna cut
so many to
corners.
choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's I don't know. To me, I just don't see them really closing. I don't see that gap closing anytime soon. Maybe the numbers will show otherwise, but I'm gonna at least go ahead and say like performance wise, I don't see there being that big of a reason to jump from one console or from off PC to console yet. As long as you're not within like the 300 to $400 PC gaming budget area, then I would probably go ahead and say just do it, save yourself the money.
Mm. Excuse me. One thing that I was reading this and I was kind of like, this kind of touched on what you were saying on a previous stream. Um, oh, that's my charger cord. Um, quote here: No longer can processor builders count on shrinking transistors every 24 months and either doubling performance or reducing costs. Product
Yeah.
cycles will stretch to 4 years or more. The high margin, high end segment will feel pain the most. Okay, I don't know about that last shift, like that last shift. But I mean, this kind of goes with. Remember, you were saying that there was a.
Look at this stain on my bed, everyone. I just noticed this. This is from fucking coolant for my computer. Sorry to interrupt you. I just noticed that, and we're washed our bed sheets. I haven't put them back on yet. They're on my phone. Ashley fell asleep, so I'm waiting for her to get done. Or is she sleeping? I don't know. She might be
No,
up now. So whenever we get downstairs, I gotta put my bed sheets back on.
I'm
So that's
surprised.
coolant for my computer.
Uh
Not
huh.
blood. I didn't murder anyone yet.
That's bullshit. That's that fucking cranberry juice or whatever you were chugging that other day.
No, it's legitimately coolant for my computer. Oh, I used to even have one of the bottles on my desk, but I think I threw it out this week. But
Yeah. Okay. So going with the quote, like you were saying, they're saying here that like processor builders, AMD and Intel, they can't shrink transistors and shit anymore every 2 years and can't double performance or whatever shit like that.
yeah,
Um, no, I mean like that's not that goes with what you were saying that previous stream. I don't know if you remember. You were talking about how um something about like a law of physics
yeah.
was like
Once things start to get too small, they start to behave a little differently than what you would expect, and it creates issues.
yeah. No, okay, so like yeah, he's saying that. But I mean like as the article also said here, it's like you just add more cores.
Yeah, you
You
would
know what
either
I
just
mean?
add more cores, or but the thing is, from Scientists are also like figuring out ways to get around those issues though.
Yeah. Oh crap, I can't remember what it was. I was reading about one there, an alternative to using silicon or silica, I guess, or whatever.
Yeah.
Silica for dyes and all that shit.
Hmm.
There was an alternative that they found that might actually be a good use. It was like diamond or something.
It
Like
could
it
be
might
dope.
go away. My gosh, this dog is gonna start barking any fucking minute. Come here. Come here, pupper. Come here. Don't just stare at me. Um, but yeah, no, like he was saying, like, oh, you can't get faster anymore. You can't keep shrinking it, so it's not gonna work anymore, and it's not worth upgrading and blah blah blah. Or there's not gonna be any upgrades. Well, it's like that's not true. You can put more cores, and like the thing that I don't understand is, have you noticed that the size of CPUs has not changed in a
No.
long time?
No, I think it's just because has the dye not been changing? What's on the inside though?
Well, barely.
I
But
think
I
the
mean, like,
dye is really what changes for the most
well,
part,
yeah,
no?
okay, yeah, the die changes, but like if you look, like the CPU itself, like the whole CPU, the unit,
Yeah.
is the same size. If you hold an Intel to AMD CPU together, they're like the same damn size.
Yeah.
They could make that shit bigger and put like 800, or not 800, but put like more cores.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not that, even if they can't grow anymore, or not grow, shrink. If they can't shrink anymore, I don't think they're out of options.
I don't think it's that they can't shrink anymore. I think they just have to figure out how to do it because they even like in like the 70s, like you gotta remember like years ago when computers were starting like the 50s and the 70s and shit like that, like hard drives used to be fucking like the size of a room or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be like 5 or 10 kilobytes. And now you can get that shit like you can get like hundreds of gigs on a USB stick this big. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like you can definitely. I just don't think we know exactly how to do it yet. You just got to figure out how to do it. So I've been reading about it, and they're saying like there's different ways you can change the process slightly to get things to work a little more normally. The biggest problem is just being able to like reproduce it and do it continuously. So they got to figure out how to do it. But
Yeah.
it's not that it can't be done. The biggest point is that it's not that it can't be done, and it's always going to be like you got to remember with computers. The whole point with computers back in the day was like, oh, you're gonna have a computer the size of your house one day. Do you remember? People would always say that when like I was a kid, like how my mom was telling me that when she was younger, like that's what they would say is like, oh, one day you have a computer the size of your house, and it'll be able to do all these amazing things. Because they just thought that computers, instead of going smaller, would become bigger, and then they invented the microchip, and everything started downscaling from that point.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they can go bigger, but I feel like we're still at that point where we could even go smaller and smaller and smaller. Like even with some of these phone chips, like if you look at like a phone chip, it's a lot smaller than a CPU, granted. It has a lot less power, but I'm pretty sure in our lifetime, I wouldn't be surprised to see like a CPU the size of like a cell phone chip that has better performance than probably what we have now. It just has to be figured out how to be done.
Anything is possible. We just gotta wait for quantum computing.
Yeah, well, quantum computing is already a thing. Quantum computing is really weird though. It's not like normal computing. That shit is weird.
That
Every
shit
time I
is
read
weird.
it, it hurts my brain. Speaking of, we'll jump into this next article. Let's pray for this.
What?
You posted this. Quantum breakthrough could lead to superpowered hard disk drives.
Oh, right. Let's see what I remember
Tell
about
us
that.
about it.
Let's see what I remember about it. I don't think I remember too much about it. I think I found this one and I was reading about it, and then I totally lost it.
All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on here.
Did
All
you read
right,
it?
bits and pieces. So apparently, they've discovered a way to kind of like move electrons a little bit differently in hard drives. Anything that pretty much has like magnetic properties on certain metals, they discovered a way to like control the electrons a little bit better to increase those magnetic properties. So what they're saying is they should be able to like control certain qualities of the metals. This is a quote right here. Control certain qualities of the metal's magnetism by spinning electrons one
Hmm.
direction or another more quickly. What this amounts to is potential for faster information storage, retrieval, and greater amounts of data stored in smaller places. So, I mean, that's kind of cool. I don't know if this, I don't know. Flash storage doesn't work off of magnets, right? It's only hard disk
No,
drives,
no, that's right.
right?
Only hard disk drives. Yeah.
I just I don't see a world where like this might make it so that like instead of having like a crazy like 4 terabyte like hard disk drive, you get like a 10 for like the same price. That's the only thing I could really see this really doing for
Well,
like computer,
I think
like
okay.
gaming wise at least.
Yeah, no. So apparently, what it's supposed to do is actually supposed to be able to allow them to actually um, store more on a platter,
Yeah.
right? And also having it accessible, like readable and writable at a faster speed. Something to do with magnetic dampening. I was actually looking into this earlier, and I couldn't actually comprehend what it was. Um,
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking about.
something about
Magnetic dampening.
magnetic fields and stuff. When I was reading, I could not comprehend. But apparently, yeah. So what they're able to do is once again store more on the same size platter as before, right? So like how we got from like 1 gigabyte platters to, or not 1 gigabyte, from like a 1 gigabyte platter to a 1 terabyte platter,
Yeah.
and they're able to make it so the hard drives can read them and write them at a much faster rate.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's cool. It's just I don't at a much faster rate is very like it has to be put to like kind of I don't want to say this like context because a much faster rate for a hard disk drive is not the same as a much faster rate for an M.2 drive.
No, well, I mean,
You know what I'm saying? So like what all I mean by this is like the practicality of what we can use it for is like going to be still limited. So like
well, no, not necessarily. I mean,
it
okay, I understand where you're coming from. I'm going to cut you off. No, I know
okay.
what you mean by, what its usefulness is to an average consumer like you and I. Maybe not, because the thing is, by the time this becomes an actual everyday technology, um, solid state is probably going to be much cheaper, much larger, right?
That's what I'm saying. I just mean for like the average like consumer, like this isn't going to do anything for us other than
No.
instead of like throwing in a stupid large like four terabyte SSD for the same price, you can probably get like 8 or 10 and just put it in your computer. And it's like, all right, well now I can literally will never run out of game space. I feel like that's the only thing it's really going to do for like PC gaming as we do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I can see for like other like maybe like servers and other things like
Yeah.
that, this is going to be a huge breakthrough. But I'm talking about for what we do and what we use hard drives for specifically. This really has no impact on my day-to-day life. I can really see. Like even I would even say like before this, like if it was a year ago, 2 years ago, I would have said like, oh, this will probably be like if they don't do solid state for like the next gen consoles, this would be like a cool alternative, I guess. Because this might
Mm-hmm.
be cheaper than putting solid state drives in all of them. It'll be a faster hard drive, and they'll be able to store more space. So that'd be cool. But they're putting solid state drives in them now, so it's not even going to apply to me if I decide to get a console. Like I already have mad SSD drives. I don't think I'm ever going to buy another hard disk drive unless it's like a external one, which then I guess it would impact me a little bit. But for me, what all I mean is like the average consumer, like me, maybe I'm slightly above because I spend more money, I guess, than the average consumer. But at least someone in like my similar market space as I would in the PC gaming,
Mm.
I would have no use for this that I can think of off the top of my head right now. I would have zero use to ever buy one of these.
No, I mean, like if it ends up being, if this comes out and say that like solid state drives are, um, like an M.2, okay, an M.2, say an M.2 is at when this comes out is going to be 2 terabytes for, um,
It's like $400 right now.
is that what it is for an
It's
American?
probably
Okay,
like
well,
400 American. Yeah.
say it goes
Well,
down to 200, okay,
yeah.
so $200, but then they come out with this and it's like um, you can pick up say 10 terabytes or 20 terabyte hard drives for that
Oh,
are as a just as fast as a SATA 3, or actually I guess it might end up being SATA 4 at that point. There's been no talk of SATA 4, but say it's like SATA 4 or SATA 3 SSD, right?
so on Amazon they're selling 970 Evo M.2 drives, NVMe drives for $522.99 for 2 terabytes.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Okay, so say the 4 terabyte is
And
400.
you can get a Barracuda internal hard disk drive, 2 terabytes SATA drive for $60. Price comparison there is crazy.
Yeah, But the speed, though, the speed is crazy.
Speed is difference, yeah.
Now, but now what I'm saying though is like, say these hard drives match speed with the SATA solid state drives, right?
Hmm.
The SATA SSDs, which is slower than M.2, but you can get like 20 terabytes for 150 bucks. I don't think I would just completely say no, I don't want these hard
Well,
drives. I might
that's the
actually
thing though,
use it.
because if that's the case, you got to remember supply and demand. If that's the case, the demand for the SSD drives are going to go down, which means the price is going to go down. Because right now, the reason like SSDs are even like they're going down in price, granted, but the reason they're more expensive than hard drives is because they're faster, which means people want them more. They're faster and smaller. But if you can get the same thing with a hard disk drive for less, no one's going to want them, so they're going to be forced to drop the price on them to match. It's always going to be a competing factor. If you have this, that guy has this, but everyone's buying his shit, you're going to adjust the price on yours and a performance to try to get the money back. And all it's going to do is kind of what's going on now, like everything in the world is like, as long as there's competition, the price is going to fluctuate, and it's always going to benefit the consumer. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess if this does impact me in any way, I think this would impact us indirectly, because if this does end up being a really good alternative for SSDs, I see the price of SSDs dropping even more dramatically than they have, to try to win back their share of the market from the growing hard disk space that may or may not be coming back from this. I don't think that would necessarily be the case, but if that does, that's how I think it would happen. Is because I still think even with this, hard disk drives are kind of still going to be limited over the next couple of years on like how much growth they're going to have past this point now that this has been discovered. Whereas I could still see them finding ways to make SSD drives and shit smaller and more fast. I feel like that's going to continue to decline, but I would say for like the standard like 2.5 inch drives for SSDs, they're probably going to cut the price on those if this ends up being a true competitor.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing is, how low can you gotta wonder too? How low can everything go in price? Because I mean, everything costs money, right? Costs
Yeah,
money to
but
make it.
I feel like realistically, I feel like they can sell SSDs like the 2.5 inch drives for cheaper than they can sell the hard disk drives and make a profit off of them. Because you got to remember, there's a lot of mechanical parts and disk and like actual hardware you have to put inside of a hard disk drive.
Yeah, but I mean, how hard is that to make compared to making an IC?
I don't know, but I feel like you would have to come down to the price. But I think it might actually cost more to just to make to make a fucking hard disk drive with all the spinning disk and shit and all the moving parts. It might actually cost more in just production and time wasted than what it costs them to make an SSD. And I think the reason they're probably selling SSDs at these prices is the demand. So I think if it came down to one or the other, companies would be able to like realistically sell like let's say like how do I want to word this? Let's say it costs like $10 to make a hard disk drive, costs $8.99 to make an SSD, but they sell SSDs for more. They could sell like they could drop them to the same price and still be making more of a profit off of SSDs because they cost less. And I think just because this is my like speculation, there's a good chance they are actually cost less to manufacture because there's less moving parts in there and there's a lot less material you have to take and produce into one object. And there's a lot since there's a lot less moving parts and shit like that, there's also probably a lot less chance of error in the manufacturing process, which means less throwaway.
Hmm.
So
I don't know. I still feel like the hard disk is probably cheaper, but just could be me. Because I mean, it's just chunks of metal.
yeah, it's chunks of metal, but metal costs money. Whereas you can take one chunk of metal, like one chunk of silicon, throw some shit on there, whatever the fuck they do to make them, and have it. Whereas you're getting multiple chunks of metal. You got to have these machines do everything correctly. There are issues in manufacturing processes, and
That's true.
something gets fucked up. When you have that many small parts in there, you got to put something's bound to get fucked up more often than for like something like an SSD. There's just I would guarantee there's almost a higher rate of failure in the manufacturing process, and that will cost you money and overhead themselves because you're making a product you can't sell. So I would say probably on average I would in my opinion I would guess the SSD costs less to produce. They just sell it for more because of speed. They sell it for more because realistically it's worth more, but the price to create the product I would say is less.
Suppose. Suppose. Hard to speculate when you don't work in the industry. Well,
I
not
am the industry.
speculate, but you're not in.
I am the industry. And speaking of, let's hop into this one.
Which one you got now? Which one you want to
This
talk?
is you. Why aren't you introducing anything? Introduce some goddamn shit.
Because you're just like, yo, look, let's segue into this bitch right here. And I'm just like, which one is it?
Because I'm getting tired of talking about some of the same shit. Trying to control my rants.
Yo, Plasma, you don't gotta be a hater on YouTube, okay? YouTube is a great platform as well. Just because you can't send stickers, don't be such a prissy princess.
Ooh, Prissy Princess.
Prissy
All right,
princess.
leak. Ryzen
Leak.
3000 runs at 4.5 gigahertz and beats Ryzen 2000 by 15%. Wow,
Damn.
they upped the number by a whole 1000 and only got a 15% increase.
Well, that's pretty standard though.
I was kidding.
Fuck. This guy hating on AMD everywhere he can.
I was kidding. I needed to do
Shitting.
well so I can make money.
He's shitting on AMD. No, I mean, that's pretty good. Okay. Now, Ryzen 3, Ryzen 3000 running at 4.5 gigahertz. That's, ever heard of a famous streamer who streams anything?
They're having impressively low thermal output and power requirements. That's nice.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing for AMD because they like to burn up the atmosphere. Um, so 4.5, that's good. We're getting closer to,
Burn
Intel.
up the atmosphere. Dude, that's how I feel with my i9. Jesus Christ. Fucking
um,
sake.
the 4.5, that's pretty good. They're getting closer to Intel. I mean, I think people have been able to overclock Ryzen CPUs to about 4.5. I've seen it. I mean, on forums and shit, mind you, but it's getting there. I mean, hopefully it's stock out of the box. Um, 15% increase. That's kind of standard for
Fucking
most of
upgrade.
for well, that's pretty standard from a generation upgrade. I mean, I think this is what Zen 2 architecture, right? Because the other one was Zen 2 Plus.
Yeah.
Now this is, according to this rumor, this is on a, I think it was on a 4 and an 8 core CPU. I mean, I don't think they hit 4.5 on a 4 core, but maybe they did. I don't know. This is all just rumors, grain of salt, and all that other shit to talk about. Um, but they're saying this probably going to happen on 12, 16 core ones as well. This one doesn't go too much though into the Ryzen
Detail.
processors. Yeah,
Uh,
it's pretty slim pickings. What I noticed with this article. Um,
they mentioned in here they're planning on coming out with new motherboards, B550,
yeah.
and they
Now
mentioned a second one.
it's the X570. Now the X570 has already been talked about for quite a while, or no, I don't want to say quite a while. But I mean, like, I think we did talk about it a while ago, saying that Asus, there was a leak of some Asus boards. I think MSI as well. But apparently they are actually having troubles with the B550. I don't know if you know, Justin. The BX blank 50 is kind of their mid-range board.
Hmm.
It's the middle of the chipsets for every generation. So the B550, apparently they're having some troubles. Um, I think it's with the PCIe 4.0 support.
Hmm.
It seems like. I don't know, which kind of seems weird to me. I mean, like, I I'm not any sort of hardware developer, so I don't know, but I can't
You're not
understand.
any kind of anything of importance,
Wow,
just for the public to know.
I am a co-host of Polar Opposites. I'm
That is
very
true. We are
fucking
the
important.
foremost technology podcast in the world.
Listen to this guy.
Twitch
Bold
stream, whatever the
statements.
fuck you want to call it. We're just underrepresented. You see this stain here? Our blood, sweat, and tears went into this goddamn show.
That's his blood, sweat, and tears, not mine. That's
Not
his.
my PC's blood, sweat, and tears. Fucking
That's
coolant.
Justin's period blood,
PC
sweat, and
died for
tears.
this fucking shit to happen. Looking at the wrong screen, but that's fine. I like this one better for some reason, even though it's all. I like to just sit here. It's like a little bar under my desk with my feet on, just lay back, relax, think about my future.
Fun stuff. But apparently, the X570 is supposed to have about 40 PCIe 4.0 lanes.
Nice.
40 PCI lanes. That's pretty good. I mean, I don't. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't figure out for the life of me how the hell I would populate 40 lanes.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it,
Nonsense came out of just now, but yeah, I don't know either. Even the article kind of said that. They said, "Is that too high?" Question mark.
yeah. I mean, because if you think about it, a graphics card, a GPU is for anything that's not absolutely the bottom of the barrel, everything's 16
Yeah.
lanes. And then an M.2 drive is about 4, sometimes 8. And then even PCIe SSDs, not M.2, but like the ones that slap into a PCIe slot, those are like 4.
Yeah.
I mean, how many damn cards do you need in there to populate 40?
A lot. I can get some extra cards. Babe, let me get your wallet.
The fuck?
Buy some shit.
Buy some shit, prove me wrong. I don't know. But I don't know. I
No,
guess we'll have to
Alex.
see. It's coming up soon. June, July, something like that. CES. We'll see what they announce at CES.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully my stock shoots up for CES. But Plasma said Leo probably knocked a drink over with staying to bed. No, it was legitimately my computer coolant. I think when I was filling up my computer at one point, I put the bottle down on the edge of the desk here, and I think it fell, and like some of it splashed on the bed. So, but it's legitimately cool computer coolant in my fucking bed right there. So, if anyone needs to cool their computer, you can come cut this piece of fabric off my bed and
Squeeze it out.
squeeze that shit out.
Here's something that I
Mad
never.
dry though.
Here's something I never posted, but I found it earlier, and yeah, I totally forgot to post it. So some Navi rumors again. Um, GDDR6,
I saw that too.
256-bit memory interface, and 8-phase VRM.
It's trash.
Okay, well, yeah, I gotta wonder now. I don't know too much about GDDR6, but I'm pretty sure it's still not quite as good as HMB2 or whatever.
Hmm.
Let's see, GDDR6 vs HMB2. I don't know, because the Ryzen 7 was it? Yeah, the Ryzen 7 card. They put HBM2, wasn't it?
Hmm. Actually, I said but I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to what you were saying.
Oh
Sorry.
god. Fuck you. Oh my god, this guy. Okay, let's see.
Just agreeing with shit left and right out here.
Okay. All right. Let's see.
Yo, why is
Technologies.
builds.gg coming from my fucking neck? Log into builds.gg. It says, "Yo, Mets one fan one. Do you even overclock, bro?" It's like,
Whoa.
wow. Yes, I do.
Wow.
Do you, bro?
Yeah, okay. So, HBM2 memory is what they had in Radeon 7,
Hmm.
and it had a 4096-bit memory interface.
Okay.
But then, we look at this GDDR6. Oh, my nose is itchy. I apologize.
Fix
Oh
it.
my god. Why is it? Okay. Um, I'm trying to find some sort of bit number. 384 memory bus.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Hynix GDDR6. Supposed to be 384. I don't know. HBM2 just seems like the much better option.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's. Oh, wait. No, didn't they say that they were kind of taking a bit of a loss, though, with the Radeon 7? Because of how expensive HBM2 was? Do you
AMD
remember?
said that? I don't
I
remember
think
thinking
so.
that.
I don't know if AMD said it directly, but I believe there were some rumors about it that
I don't remember hearing that.
they were kind of taking a bit of a loss because of how expensive that shit is. Um, but I mean, like, okay, HBM2 has a memory bandwidth of 1 terabit or terabyte per second. I hate how they don't write that. I hate when they write 1024 gigabytes per second. Fuck off. Write 1 terabyte.
You don't remember what 1024 gigabytes is? You're a shitty computer person.
Oh, no, I'm not saying I don't. I'm saying when people write 1024 gigabytes or megabytes, they need to fucking write what it is. It's 1 terabyte. So HBM2 is supposed to have 1 terabyte of memory speed.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, this GDDR6 has 768 gigabytes per second. I think if you're gonna make yourself a ball ass fucking not ballin' ass, but like 7 nanometer, everybody's been waiting for it. Put HBM2 in there.
Yeah.
Don't
Everyone's been waiting for that shit for the longest amount of time, man. I'm honestly kind of tired of hearing the name Navi. I'm ready for that shit to come out and be gone.
just
I'm
get it
really
over and
tired of
done
hearing
with.
about it. I gotta be honest. It's pushing my patience.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's pretty stupid that they would. Just my opinion. Pretty stupid that they're gonna go GDDR6. Um, I mean,
Wow, you over here shitting on Team Red. Let me record this.
don't worry, it's already being done.
Good.
Um, but I mean, I am impressed by the 8-phase VRM.
Are you? Are you impressed?
I'm very impressed. I
How
mean, my
impressed?
motherboard only has six phase. I think it's six.
Ugh.
What does yours have?
I have no idea. I do not remember. Let me Google. 'Cause I honestly, let me do the Google search. I do not remember whatsoever.
This guy. Why's my dog so angry at everything? I don't get it.
Your dog's a hater, just like you.
My dog is a hitter. She just goes to the window and it's like, fuck you, leaf. Rah, 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 rah.
Um,
Squirrels.
twin eight-phase design.
Oh, shit. Nice.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, the fact that they're doing 8-phase PRM, like, that's good. That's going to help with overclocking really well. Some nice,
Yeah.
clean power.
Got mad clean power. I wonder what Ashley's has. Her fucking formula motherboard. There's like the upgraded version of my motherboard. And she made me fucking keep this petty one, this poor people motherboard, while she takes the expensive one. That's fine. I'm not upset about it at all. No, I'm kidding.
Uh,
Um, no, I have to definitely look that up.
oh, yeah,
There's
here it
something.
is. Sorry, I was going to say, here it is. GDDR6. So, apparently, yeah, going with GDDR6 is going to be. Oh my god, sorry, I'm burping. Better prices, lower prices, and better availability. Because I guess the HBM2 kind of is.
That might be why they did that too, is availability. Because you gotta
Yeah.
remember, they're probably expecting to sell a lot more of Navi than they did anything of Radeon 7. They didn't sell like crazy amounts of Radeon 7 cards.
Well, wasn't there even like a very limited amount?
Amount that they made,
Yeah.
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 So that might, I wouldn't even be surprised if that's the only reason why right there. Availability is huge, especially with the card that's so like so many people looking forward to it coming out.
Mm-hmm. They better do something good, not be like, here is Radeon 7.2.
Yeah.
And it's like, nope, nope, no thank you, hard pass.
All right. I want to save this last article for Wednesday. One, because I didn't read it too much, and two, there's another article I want to go over that I didn't post with Apex about the bugs, the issue I've been having with the bugs. Well, Ashley's been having with bugs.
Oh, was it bugs?
Ashley's been having a lot of issues with Apex.
I
I don't
haven't.
really play it too much anymore, but
I
Ashley says she can't play it. I had no issue earlier playing it, but like when I got done playing Mortal Kombat with Alex, I played a match with my controller. I got my ass whooped. But that's besides the point. So I want to save that for Wednesday. We'll go over
okay.
that one on Wednesday. Is there anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Alex is a piece of shit. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, Alex. No.
Was-
Kind of a short stream today.
It
It's
was.
been an
Some
hour and 8 minutes.
still got work to do though, so I'm kind of okay with it being a shorter stream. My fucking job is being too much. I'm ready for a new one.
Mine too. Mine too.
Yeah, you're sitting at home all day. It's getting kind of hard on you.
It's complicated, dude. It's hard.
Yeah, I can only imagine how hard it is for you to sit at home and not do shit all day.
Mm.
Feel so bad for you.
Fuck you. It's so boring sometimes.
I bet. Well, you're a boring person. So.
Wow. Rude.
Oh, throwing shade on you on the
Throwing
stream.
this guy. You know what? This is the
Ooh.
shit that I have to deal with, everybody. This motherfucker right here.
No, stop. But no, I don't really have anything I want to say really to wrap it up. I'm looking forward
Oh,
to talking about Wednesday because I feel like there's gonna be a couple good things that come out this week. I do want to talk about Fortnite on Wednesday. I
ew.
think we should on stream talk about kind of see if anyone like Alex wants to give an input on our next like budget build, how much money we should go for, if we should try to do a Canadian, if we get any kind of a vote for that, which I really don't want to do, but we'll see.
Oh my god,
I think we should try to do that Wednesday. I think Wednesday will be cool. I'm definitely not making plans Wednesday, so we're gonna be starting on time Wednesday for once, which is gonna be good.
what? This guy wants to be on time?
I was on time today, sir.
I
You
will
were
have
late.
you know, I
I
was
will
on time.
have you know, God damn it. I will have all of you know
Uh-huh.
that I
Uh-huh.
showed up on time,
Yeah,
which is a very rare thing for me. So get over yourself.
never. I'm so full of
But
myself.
I think also if anyone who's watching, mainly probably just Alex at the moment, if you have any ideas for any kind of segments or any ideas you think we should do, definitely let us know. We've been trying to brainstorm some things to do, but we haven't been able to find, I guess, like an overwhelming amount of cool segments we could do week to week,
Mm-hmm.
mainly because we live so far apart.
Yeah, there's nothing we can do in person. That's why we are
So,
polar opposites. I am the Canada.
if you have any good ideas, feel free to let us know because I'd definitely be down to do some. I've been trying to brainstorm or like come up with some, but I couldn't think of any.
Do a little show on how to make your own custom cables, but I mean, we all know that you'll never order those.
Oh my God. All right, dude. On Saturday, we'll fucking do it. Let me get my fucking paycheck this week and pay my rent. We'll order some because I got to get them for Ashley's computer now too.
Yeah, that's true. You got a lot of computers to make some shit for. Oh my god.
Plus, I think I'm gonna order my next computer case this week.
Your next computer case.
Yeah, I got a Maximus 10 Hero that I'm gonna toss in it. I'm gonna order a monoblock for that when I order Ashley's parts. I'm gonna build a case with an Antec Tour case. I might do that, and then I think I'm gonna work on a computer Ashley wants to try building, a really really cheap one. I might buy like a 1650 or something. Toss it in there.
Don't buy a
Uh,
1650. We went over those already.
I want a really cheap card.
Then get a fucking 570.
Ugh,
They're cheaper.
it's fine then. Just get a cheap card that I can just throw in and oil cool it inside of a fish tank, and it
Yeah.
have a fish tank on the outer end for Ashley. So I'll buy like probably buy like as cheap of a motherboard. I'll probably do like maybe we'll do that on the show. We'll take some time and try to come up with a really cheap build that I can oil cool, and then we'll show like the finished product on the show one day when Ashley
Mhm.
and I do it. I want to submit it for QuakeCon. I want to submit that, and I want to take my Antec Tour case to QuakeCon. I'm probably gonna drop a pretty penny on my tour case for QuakeCon. Um, I mean, I might even disassemble my main computer here to take the parts with me, like the water block. And if Ashley lets me, maybe I'll take her second 2080 Ti with me to QuakeCon and just put them all in when I get there as one unit, fill it up with water, and have two 2080 Ti's and SLI, which I think would be dope for the build. Just to
A
be like a
little
monster.
overkill, but
That's the whole point, though.
this guy. I don't know. Yeah, oh, that'd be cool. Talk about
But
some
yeah,
shit.
those are ideas. But we'll be back on Wednesday. I gotta go do some work stuff. It's been good talking. Thank you everyone for tuning in, mainly Alex at this point that I've noticed.
Yeah, shout out to Sean for also tuning in at the beginning.
Shout out for Sean, probably a Canadian, so take that shout out back, Sean.
Fuck
Just
you.
kidding. Friends of Canada here, friends of Canada.
Without
But
Canada, we wouldn't have this show.
yeah, it'd be fucking without Canada, we'd have a more popular show.
Wow!
Um,
This dude right here.
I'm kidding, but I'm ready to wrap it up if you are, Chaco.
Yeah, I'm ready to
Take us
wrap it
out
up
like
too.
you always do.
Take us out.
Yeah. What is it you usually
Okay,
say?
I don't know.
I'm Chaco.
I'm Choco. Yeah.
I'm Justin. That's what you say. We're polar opposites.
Yeah. No. I'm Choco.
I'm Justin.
We're polar opposites, and Justin's a little bitch. Goodbye.